All right, on my way home. It says I'm gonna get there at 3:59, and it's currently 2:39. Going a strange way right now. I'm on Avenue V, is what it's called, or Fort Terrain Road, Trojan Road. I don't know. Anyways, I'm in the high desert. Driving back to Fontana from Lancaster. Normally I think I take the 138, but I'm off on a different road right now. I should have Fontana Road. Let's go like this. Get a little bit of a view. I don't think I really got it. Litter removal next 2 miles. Anyways, I think that this specific route is a little bit windier, so I don't think I'm going to get car sick, but maybe. I think it's a little bit hillier. It's a little bit more beautiful, I'm hoping. It was actually shorter than the 138. I think it kind of cuts. I think you kind of get to, take a little shortcut to get to the 15 faster. You enter the 15 lower down than you do if you take the 138 down. But anyways, that is beside the point. We're going to try to get home before 3:59. That would be the goal. Okay. As you can see in the last video that I took, I talked to John Sadler, which was great. The video before that, this was all stuff I did today. That's the only reason I'm recapping the last few videos. The video before that, I did like a 10-minute walkthrough of the shop, which was nice, kind of fun. And the problem that I had while I walked through the shop, I need those to be dovetailed. I'm glad that I walked through the shop because I remembered that they needed to be dovetailed. That would have been a bummer. Anyways, we would have been able to figure it out, but it did get rushed through, and yeah, I'm not stoked. I want everything to go well, and right now the 3 jobs I have are just not going that well, and the next ones will go even better than these ones did, and honestly these ones have gone better than the last few did, but it's just the way that it goes, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm getting better and better and better, but it's taking time. So, anyways, I had a good day at the shop. I did not drill the holes that I had intended to drill, but I got to have some good conversations, and I think I'm going to be okay. And I should have. Juniper Hills. Welcome to Juniper Hills. That's that road that I didn't take. I'm currently still on this road. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a neat little route that we got going here. I wish I'd bought some water because I'm pretty thirsty. Would have helped with my talking as well. It's a funky house. It's a nice big house over there in the middle of nowhere. Mountains are beautiful. I do like them. It is very nice. I don't really want to talk about cabinets in this video. What I would much prefer to do is to talk more about Nomad and what am I going to do and how am I going to make that work? How am I going to make that happen? So, I don't really remember what I was talking about in the first video I filmed today. So I'm going to think about what I even want to say. What I will say is that Myron Golden, I watched a video from his Bible study channel just now, and something interesting that he he suggested, I guess, is our giving our life as a living sacrifice unto the Lord. That was part of the topic. If I'm giving my life as a living sacrifice unto the Lord, I'm not doing that to earn salvation. I'm doing that in response to the salvation that I've been freely given. And when I'm giving my life as a living sacrifice, what that actually means and what that actually looks like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, Pallet Creek Road. This much to be Pallet Creek. It's kind of interesting. There's some oak trees and there's some pine trees, and looks like there's an actual creek. Pear Blossom Highway 138. But what I'm actually doing is I'm heading this way towards Big Rock Creek, Big Pines. So, still heading this way. Anyways, St. Andrew's Abbey Retreat Center. Huh. St. Andrew's has a retreat center over here. There's a church called St. Andrew's that comes up to Forest Home. I wonder if that has anything to do with this retreat center. There must be a good creek right here, because there is all of this greenery. Just passed by a skunk. It stinks. Yeah, anyways. I'm glad I took this way. This is a fun, unique, interesting route. My life is a living sacrifice unto the Lord. When you look at the Old Testament, this is what Myron suggested. When you look at the Old Testament, when you would offer a sacrifice, you would offer a burnt offering, a full burnt offering, and the whole thing would be consumed. You wouldn't hold back. You would burn the whole thing. And then what he said was, and that is what our life is. We are burning our energy as a living sacrifice unto the Lord. I thought that was an interesting way to put that, way to phrase that. That it's like, hey, in the exact same way that the Old Testament sacrifice is actually the burning of the United States Post Office. Very, very cool. Valerium Ranch. Look at all that greenery in the middle of the desert. Very cool. In the same way that an animal sacrifice is being burnt up and consumed, that's the same way that our life as a living sacrifice, that we are burning our energy and giving everything that we are, everything that we have unto the Lord. And then I was kind of starting to think about, like, yeah, I mean, you give unto the Lord, you give like 1/10 of your livestock, and then you also, like, part of it goes to part of the meat goes to the priests so that they are taken care of, and like it wasn't like a full-on. That was an interesting thought that I started having, is like, hey, how do we dig a little bit deeper into the actual sacrifices and find an actual sacrifice that we could relate back to our life as like our free will offering, because there was like mandatory offerings, but there was also free will offerings, and anyways, different stuff like that was what I started to think about. Kind of interesting to consider that part of the points and the purpose. But anyways, I do want to give my whole life as a burnt offering unto the Lord. Cool, we're going to stick to the left. That way is Big Rock Creek Road, to go down that road, but we're going to stay on this road. I like this road. This is fun. I'm having a good time. This is the other side of the mountain from where kind of Big Bear is. It's not really Big Bear over here. It's more like Lake Arrowhead. Maybe Crestline. Maybe more like, I don't know. I'd have to zoom out on my map, but I am already got one hand on the camera, so this is fun. I like this. Look at these hills. Look at this nature. This is neat. this is what I want to do with my life. Anyways, my whole life is I'm supposed to be burning my energy unto the Lord for His glory, for His purposes, as worship unto the Lord. I'm supposed to be burning all of my energy in worship to the Lord because He has created me to be Nate Johnson. He has created me, He's made me fearfully and wonderfully. And I'm supposed to take all that I have and all that I am and dedicate it unto Him and dedicate it unto His glory and unto His name. And let my whole life be worship unto the Lord. My speech, my actions, in word and in deed, I am supposed to dedicate my life unto the Lord. So anyways, that was the video that I watched. Kind of fun, kind of interesting. This is neat. Maybe I can see if I can get it to... yeah, look at that. Now I've got it actively tracking that car ahead of us. It's saying it's a little bit too far away, but this is kind of neat. Subject lost. Yeah. Neat. It might be getting too far away to actually track it well, but it seems like it's still working out pretty good. Yeah. I'm sure that there's a camera that can track the yellow line as opposed to the car that's up there, because right now I don't even know what it's tracking. Maybe it is tracking the yellow line. That's kind of neat. Yeah, I think it's tracking the yellow line. That's sick. Gimbal reached its end point. Let's go like this. I think now it's going to track the yellow line again. See if it turns before I... trying to do something cool with this active tracking. I don't know if it's working or not. I don't really think it's doing anything. Let's switch back to this way for a second. Alright, anyways, I do want my life to be a sacrifice unto the Lord. I do want to dedicate everything I have and everything I am to Him. So, and that includes my children. And that includes my wife. That includes my free time. That includes my work hours. That includes everything. Everything I do, none of it is for me. It's all for the Lord. And if there is something that, I mean, part of it is I've learned to start doing some things that help me keep my head on straight. Talking to people helps me be more productive, so that everything I do is unto the Lord. And everything that I do, I can do it well. I think that's a positive and a necessary part of my life, for sure. I go to the coffee shop to talk with people and both pour out of myself and to be poured into by God. And some of it comes from conversations with people. Sometimes it is them that is encouraging me. Sometimes it is the Lord that is encouraging me through other people. Sometimes it is me getting to teach somebody, and that in and of itself encourages me. So that's kind of an interesting thought exercise. So anyways, these cars behind me seem like they're really trying to get ahead of me, so I might let them do that. which would be sad because I won't be behind this blue car anymore. But on the next little turnout, I'll let these fellas get ahead of me. I'm having a good time. Yeah. There's a pine up there. This road is called Big Pines, so I'm hoping and praying that I start seeing some big pines. Maybe all of these trees, maybe there's a fire that came through here and burnt all these recently. Because it looks like a lot of greenery has come back up, but they do look like something burned them at one point in time. And they never got cleared out, so. Anyways. Interesting. Maybe there used to be more greenery. Look at that tree. That's a big pine. Anyways. I'm glad I came this way. I'm going to say it a couple more times, I'm sure, throughout this drive, but I am glad that I came this way. It still says we're getting home at 3:59, so I don't feel that it's been a waste at all. It looks like there is a little lake right down there somewhere. That's what it says anyways. Maybe it's on the other side of this hill, but I think it's right down there somewhere. Maybe there's not a lake anymore, but it said that there was on my map. Cool! Nomad. Let's think about Nomad a little bit more. A good way to do it would be to tell Matt that, hey, Wrightwood, 10 miles. A good thing to do, maybe, would be to tell Matt Knowles that I would like to do a Nomad after school program, and the purpose of the Nomad after school program would be to take kids outside and test out a bunch of things that I eventually will develop into an actual little workbook, work pamphlet thing to actually be able to sell to their parents. That would kind of be the goal. Would that actually be helpful? Maybe, maybe not. I do think I got to get John Bancroft involved. I think that would be the fastest and easiest and most fun way to do it, because it'd be someone to talk to about it. It'd be someone, maybe his vision is slightly different than mine, but hey, let's tackle it from two different angles. Or let's see, San Gabriel Mountains National Monument. We are in the San Gabriel Mountains. If I had someone else to talk through things with, it would just give me a bunch more data. It'd give me a bunch more ideas, because I got another person who's got their own unique way of looking at it, and that would be cool and fun, and it'd be nice to get John Bancroft involved. And then it's like, hey, let's start Journey back up again through Calvary. Let's start Nomad back up again through wherever, through schools, or you do it at Calvary. I kind of view it as more of like an inner, like a resource that churches can utilize, that people at a variety of different churches can utilize. But maybe there's a way to actually sell, not a curriculum, but like I don't know, something specific to the youth groups or something like that. So, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling at this point. Camp Elk. It's a YMCA camp. Camp Elk. That's cool. For all these camps, though, that are littered across Southern California and just all of California, every Christian camp, I could develop something that would work at every Christian camp. because there are consistent things that happen at every Christian camp. I would be very interested to know, besides Forest Home, what other camps have family camp. That would be something I'd be very curious about. I think Forest Home has a built-in super cool history, but I also think you could recreate Forest Home somewhere else. And parts of it, yeah, you've got the legacy, but you'll never be able to start a place with new legacy without just going for it. I don't know. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today. Yeah, anyways. I think that this is where my brother went to school. I think I'm getting up into Crestline, and that's where we're ending up. But I'm not exactly positive. Maybe. We'll see. Time will tell. Yeah. I wish I had somebody to talk to right now. That'd be really nice. It'd be cool to be able to talk with Keith on the phone, or talk with even my wife on the phone, or not even my wife, that sounded bad. It'd be fun to talk with my wife on the phone. It'd be, wow. There's going to be a good view coming up here. Quick and respond to this text message. Let's go like this. They're on the porch with the extra paint as well. Alright, I'm going to do a quick UE real quick. Rolling Ranch, 2 miles down that way. Well, what I realized halfway through being out there is that I left my microphone in the car. So, yeah. Check. Yeah, it's still working. Alrighty, let's flip this camera around because what's out there is more interesting than what's in here. Let's see if I can go like that. Alright, well, if I get behind another car, I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit and see if I can. Big Flat Road, Camp Big Pines, Organization Camp. I don't know what that means. There's another camp up here. I bet there's tons of freaking camps on this road. It's what it seems like. It's kind of weird for them to be on this side of the mountain, but maybe not. Maybe that's pretty normal. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Hey, it's still Jackson Lake, Mount Oak Campground. It still says that my arrival time is 3:59, so that's encouraging at the very least. Do not pass. Permit required for something. Let's see if my photo went through. Yes. Okay, cool. If I had something I could stick right here, it would make it a lot. It'd make this whole process better because right now I'm having to hold this camera up. It'd be nice to, I don't know, it'd be nice to not have to hold it up, but it doesn't matter. It's a good thing to know. Okay, my text went through. Open this back up. All right. Well, don't remember what I was talking about before I got out. These trees are cool, though. Glad I went this way. It's not so deserty. It's a lot more interesting. Chains required. Look at all that. Look at all that gorgeous beauty. But you can make, I'm sure there's some good hikes up here. I don't really love hiking. That's kind of my big problem. I don't really like hiking. That's why Nomad would be a difficult thing for me. I like being in nature, kind of, but not really. Like, I don't really want to be hiking. I like to swim. I like finding water. That kind of feels like the purpose of a hike to me. I don't like to hike for the sake of the hike. I like to hike for, I mean, a view is always good, but there's got to be some reason to do the hike for me. I really don't like just hiking for the sake of it. Even for a view is not really my favorite way to do things. I will do it, but it's like, I don't know. It's kind of a pain in the butt to hike just to look at a view. I would much rather hike to a cool creek that I'm going to go swim in, or to a cool creek that I'm going to go rock hop up, to a cool cave that I can go and sit in and relax for a little while. Like, I like to have something refreshing to do at the end of my hike. Like, that was the purpose of it in the first place. And I will say, maybe that's kind of what the point of Nomad is like, it gives you a little bit of a purpose. it is kind of hard to just go hike for the sake of hiking, to go on nature walks with your kids just for the sake of going on nature walks. To give it a little bit more purpose might be part of the reason for Nomad existing in the first place, is because that's a problem that more people than just me have. Maybe more people than just me don't hike because they don't like it. I don't know, because they see the value in it, but they don't enjoy doing it, and it doesn't feel purposeful to them. But if I can help them see a purpose, and like your kids are the purpose, or you got a purpose, like maybe I can help them do it because of that. But maybe that's a downside, because I'm not doing a lot of hiking, but I want to go start doing hiking so that I can do this Nomad thing. And I've got a good excuse. I have 2 really young kids, and that makes it hard. I was doing hiking before, and again, it made it feel worthwhile. Like, it was fun to go explore all these places because I was doing it for a purpose, and that purpose was to be able to go take the kids on these hikes. So I was doing it at one point, and it made it easier when I did have a purpose. So maybe maybe there is no problem with this whole thought and this whole idea. So, Angels Crest Highway, that way to Los Angeles, this way to the 15. I've never really been up here. There's that way over there. Big Pines Camp is that way. We've got Big Pines, is what that says again. Palmdale, Glendale, San Bernardino, this way, 36 miles to San Bernardino. Cool. Anyways, I think there is a good purpose in having Nomad, just to encourage people to go do what they think they want. Like, I want to be outside more. I love this drive that I'm doing right now. I'm so glad that I'm on it, but it's a pain in the butt. I don't go do this like naturally. I'm on this drive because, I don't know, Maps said that it was faster. That's really why I'm on this drive right now. Mountain Ink Express. Oh, that's cool. Mountain High, Yeti's Snow Play. Looks like you can take the ski lift up there, and then maybe those are some ski runs for the wintertime. Looks like those are some ski runs for the wintertime. That's cool. Very cool. I should take my kids up here over Christmas. That would be fun. That would be fun. Sounds like I'm planning to work all Christmas, though. I'm inventing work for myself. Well, anyways, there's got to be something to that. It's like, I want to be making more videos, and it took me finding a greater purpose for doing this mundane thing, which is taking out my camera and filming a video. And I ran into trouble the last time I tried to do a bunch of video, which was storage capacity and a bunch of that type of thing. And now, hey, I found a new good big reason to film a bunch of videos, and that new big good reason is because I can take the transcripts and stick them into AI and analyze them. And the original big good reason was to work on something, just to have something where I was sitting in front of a camera practicing being in front of a camera, practicing talking better, practicing what else am I practicing? I'm trying to elevate myself to the next level of value according to Myron Golden's levels of value. I don't want to be on the implementation rung anymore. I want to be at least on the management level, which is what I'm doing with cabinets. And I'm kind of also being creative. I'm kind of in the creative space, but not super. But the next one would be communication. After implementation, management, then it's communication, and then it's imagination. You get paid to manage people on one level. But what you're managing is other people's good communicate. Like, someone is being a good communicator. Someone is selling whatever it is well, or using their voice to be an actor, or using their voice to whatever it is. They're communicating well. I would say that is a level of value that you have when you are a social media influencer, is you are using your communication skills in order to make money, which is amazing. Super cool. Wrightwood Real Estate. We are in Wrightwood. Auto Services. U-Haul Equipment. Wrightwood. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know where I am. Kara will tell me after this is over. Grizzly Cafe. I know I've been up here, but I can't remember if this is where my brother lived or if this is where just somewhere that we've driven up for not a super big reason. But anyways. Yeah. I have a good reason to be doing videos, and part of it is practicing, and part of the original concept for this Shoot for the Hip channel was to just practice content creation so that when I do have a good idea, I know how to execute on my idea because Feeling Twin Lakes Drive. We're supposed to turn right on Sheep Creek Drive. That's this next road right here. Cool. Let's see where this one takes us. Man, I should have stopped somewhere and got something to drink, because I could sure use some water. That's okay, I'll be home soon enough. It says I'm 42 minutes away, 28 miles away, still arrival time 3:59, which is wonderful. Lone Pine Canyon Road. I think I took not a Lone Pine, maybe, I don't know. I don't know how the world works. Anyways, it's good to find a purpose to do the things you know you should be doing. It makes it a lot easier if you can find that purpose. I will say, even with Bible reading, it's not a good example. Bible reading isn't quite a good example. I want my character to be that of someone who is in the Word of God. I just want that to be a staple of who I am. Pinyon Mesa. If I want to be a man in the Word of God, one of the reasons is because I want that to be what my children are. Because I know that it is the best I've ever been and the best I've ever felt, I guess. I don't really want to base this on feelings, but the best headspace I've ever been in has always been when I'm consistently and constantly in the Word of God. And I don't know, I would say certainly that's one thing that I want for my children, is I want them to be in the Word of God, because I know it's good for them, because I know that it's maybe not always the most fun thing, but like any other discipline, once it becomes what you desire, it's not hard anymore. It's not discipline when you want to do it. That's what I was talking to my buddy Keith about the other day. Him going to the gym, it's not a discipline anymore. It's like he wants to be there. He knows that the overall life feeling that he has when that is his regular thing is so much better than when he's not in the gym. And the same thing with when I'm in the Word of God. When I am in the Word of God, so much better. My life is so much better when I am in God's Word. And for another thing, my life is so much better when I'm outdoors more. My life is so much better when I spend more time at the coffee shop talking to people. My life is so much better when I get to share the gospel more often. My life is so much better when I can help someone with breakthroughs in their own lives. My life is so much better when I do a house project. My life is so much better because I used to have this problem, and now I built this thing that solves that problem. A lot of life is just like there's a couple hard things you got to push through, and you push through them because your life is better for it. Sometimes it is, hey, hiking sucks. Getting back into exercise sucks. One thing that would help you do that is feeling in your heart and in your soul that it is your God-given responsibility to shepherd your children. It is your God-given responsibility to teach your children healthy habits that will help and benefit their lives long term. So, that would be one of the reasons. Watch this. Let's see how this works. Sorry, I put active tracking on this car ahead of me. I'm going to see if it does something cool. Alright, back to what I was saying. Now I've got active tracking on this car ahead of me, and I think it's going well. I think it's turning out kind of cool. Anyways, if I can find the purpose in a thing, it's easier for me to do that thing. The 4 levels of teaching. I'm going to go back and watch that video today, right now. I don't have any service right now, so it doesn't really make sense to go try to do it right now, but this is going way better. Now that it's tracking this car ahead of me, it kind of turns the camera to keep it focused on the road, which is kind of sick. I don't know what to do or how to do this so that I can keep this type of thing more often, but this is sick. Alright, anyways. Well, anyways, this particular video was much less fun and interesting on a substantive level than the other one that I had earlier. But from a visual standpoint, I think this one is probably more exciting, specifically because this drive was a lot prettier than the first drive, and I don't know if that's true. I like the desert, but it is a little bit repetitive. So, anyways, to be honest, I think I might end this video a little early, or at the very least, I got half an hour before I get home. At the very least, I need to change topics because I feel a little bit burnt out. I feel like I've been talking too much today. I feel like I need a little bit of time to gather a little bit, and maybe I'll just leave this rolling for the next 35 minutes. I wish I had service, because then I would for sure just listen to something while I continued to drive, but I don't think I have the service to actually get one of those Myron Golden videos playing right now. So, oh, we lost our active tracking. Wow. This is the backside of those rocks that I always like to look at. It's kind of, I don't think you can appreciate the beauty of those rocks right now, but I love seeing those rocks from the 15. It's super, super cool, super incredible to see these rocks. Wow, so cool. Glad I didn't end the video too early. I want to go climb to the top of those rocks. To the top of one of those rocks. I would say, for one of the things that Jeff was talking about, as far as like a train track where you can sit and feel the train coming by, this over here would be a good area to make something like that actually happen. Friday afternoon, so this is probably about as busy as it could be. Good little bit of traffic over here. There's some train tracks right there. I don't know if that's coming up on this video at all. Probably not, but there's a bridge right ahead of us that has got some train. The train goes across this bridge right here. I'm sure you could sit right there, right inside the inside wall of this bridge, and feel the power of the train rushing by you. That would kind of give you the type of experience Jeff was talking about when he says that he could, relating it back to feeling the presence of the Lord the way that Moses did, even like tucking yourself up underneath this bridge somehow, tucking yourself right there. That might be a really, really cool experience. But maybe not. It might suck. I don't know. There's those rocks over there. There's more train tracks over there. I think that I'm... Oh, look at that train right there. Look at that. Look at that. This is a bad example because the train is moving so slowly because it's going uphill. But maybe it would be faster if it was going downhill. But fun to go climb these rocks. It'd be fun to... There's a lot of fun stuff I could do over here. Getting outdoors... Oh, look at this train. Cool train. Kaya would be so excited. Well, that'd be fun. That would be fun. I'm glad I took that road. You can see up on the 15 all of these semi-trucks that are slowly but surely making their way down this 15 freeway. It would be fun to jump on one of these trains and to bum a ride. He's not going that fast. I gotta believe that I could jump onto that. And even if I couldn't, it'd be fun to make a video of me trying. Yeah, anyways. I've only got 28 minutes till I get home. I am thirsty, but I think I'm gonna wait. Well, I bet that motorcycle's gonna get on the freeway. What a smart young man. Yep, got on the freeway. Cut everybody in line, got on the freeway. No matter. I'm real glad I went to Forest Home this weekend with my beautiful wife. I'm real glad that I worked there. I'm grateful that I worked at Dos Pueblos. I'm grateful that I worked for my dad. I'm grateful that I've been doing cabinets and countertops and electrical work, and that I worked for Sonny, and I'm grateful for everything I've done up to this point in my life. And I pray that the Lord would use me, that I would be a living sacrifice unto the Lord, that everything that He has done to make me who I am, to give me the bent that I have, I don't know, I pray He would use me. Oh, nice. That's what I should have done. I mean, I could take not the freeway. Let's see what happens if I end the route, and then I hit directions again, and then I hit go. It really only says that I've got traffic for the next 10 minutes, and then it all clears up. So I'm just going to stay the course. We shall stay the course. Stay the course. You know, this is what I'm going to do.
I make over 100K with red eyes, and I'm about to show you Wednesday of our Q&A sessions that we have here in studio before we go live. And we've got another great Q&A session for you today. Some great, mind-blowing questions have been asked. And I think you're going to be blown away by the answers. So enjoy. It's on. Okay. You've spoken a lot about the four levels of value. I have. And as it relates to mastering communication and becoming better, you've talked about 4 levels of teaching for 4 levels of learning. I have. Earlier this year. Here comes the question.
I'm having fun figuring out where this is going.
Earlier this year, in speaking about communication, it was around January-ish.
Okay.
You said something to the effect of the highest level of communication, of course, from the 4 levels of teaching, rather, is essence.
Okay.
Something around that.
I did.
You said when you learn to speak and think and talk from the level of essence,
yes,
you will never again find anyone to be competition ever again.
Ever.
My question is,
yes,
why is it that when we learn to think and speak from the level of essence, we will never find anyone to be competition again? Why is that?
That's a great question, and really easy to answer. So if you understand the 4 levels of teaching for the 4 levels of learning, the lowest level of teaching is tactics, right? It answers the question, well, what should I do? Now, most people, when they step into the teaching arena, they step into the coaching arena, even some people who step into the mentorship arena, they believe, erroneously, but they believe that if people know what to do, they will do it. Well, in order to know that ain't true, all you got to do is look around at people. And if that don't work, go look in the mirror. Right? Knowing what to do doesn't mean we're going to do it. Okay, so tactics teach you what to do. Now, here's the temptation. Here's the tactical trap. When new people come to learn from you, they ask you what they should do. And you believe because they're asking you what you should do, that if you tell them, then they should do it, but they don't. Because they don't know that just knowing the tactics is not going to help them achieve the tactics. Does that make sense? The next level is strategy. Strategies answer, when should I do it, and why should I do it? If you do the right thing at the wrong time, and for the wrong reason, maybe it'll work, maybe not. So, my recommendation is to learn strategies to do the right thing at the right time. But those 2 things, strategies and tactics together, will work better than tactics alone. In fact, strategies and tactics together will work better than strategies or tactics alone. The next level is principles. Principles are the laws that govern the universe. I like to call principles God's automation. God set it up so that when A happens, you can expect B. What goes up must come down, right? Or the law of energy conservation. Everything's energy, and energy is neither created nor destroyed, it just changes form. Or the law of entropy. Anything left to itself tends to move more and more towards disorder, and on and on and on and on it goes, right? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if I see something positive, I know there's also a negative. But if I see something negative, I can have hope because I know there's also a positive. All of that, right? So that's principles. If you operate from principles, strategies, and tactics, you'll do way better than just operating from principles and tactics. From tactics and strategies. But if you operate from principles, even if you don't know the tactics and strategies, if you study the principles long enough, you'll discover the tactics and strategies. That's the beautiful thing about principles, because principles are God's automation. The highest level is essence. What is essence? Essence is the character, nature, and intention of God. Or character, nature, and inclination of God. So the character of God is that He's holy. Holy means special, unique. It literally means one of a kind. Does God have any competition? No. Why? Because He knows who He is. God has no competition because He is who He is and He knows who He is. So He doesn't think that He has any competition because He said, I am the Lord, thy God. I am holy. There is none else. We are made in the image of God. One of the things that makes us made in the image of God is that we are a one and only. I am a one and only. There never has been another. There is not another. There never will be another. There could never be another. So I'm a one and only because I'm operating from the place of my true identity, which I got from the ultimate identity, which means I am the only person in the history of the world who was ever created for my purpose. Therefore, it's impossible for me to have competition. Okay? Now, it's not impossible for other people who don't understand this to think that I'm their competition. But that's their problem, and I can't necessarily fix it. So I'm operating from a place of the character of God in that He is holy, but the nature of God is that He cannot lie. So I'm not just operating from a place of identity, but I'm also from my true identity. In other words, I'm not attempting to be Pastor Tom when I preach, and I'm not attempting to be Russell Brunson or Tony Robbins when I'm doing a seminar. I'm just me. But I recognize that me being just me is more than enough for me to do what I was put here to do, right? So I don't have any competition because nobody else can be me. And nobody else can do the thing God put me here for, so I have no competition. So I'm operating from a place of identity, but I'm also operating from a place of integrity, which means I'm going to do the right thing because God is watching, and because I love God, and because I want to do the right thing because, well, it's the right thing to do, and it's going to turn out the best every time. Like, if you don't know that or believe that, yeah, just keep on living. Right? So, and then the highest is the inclination of God is that His intentions towards us and towards everything is always good. So if I'm operating from the place of my true identity and pure integrity and an inclination of good intentions, then I'm coming from the highest possible place that I can come from. And by the way, when you are operating from essence, you will be misunderstood. Some people will think you're arrogant, some people will think you're pompous because your signal is their noise.
Interesting.
Right? And so you'll be misunderstood, and what you've got to do if you know you're operating from a place of essence is not to react to people who recognize your signal as noise. You just have to recognize that these are the people who recognize my signal as noise. Jesus wasn't bothered by the people who hated Him, and He wasn't bothered by the people who didn't believe in Him. He was just aware of who He was dealing with. And when He was amongst them, He moved like He was aware of who He was dealing with. So was that helpful, Pastor Tom?
Helpful, thank you.
Cool. Great question. When you started saying, you said this and then you said this, I'm like, I hope I remember what I said.
I'm always going to set you up.
You did. Right here. Yes, sir.
So my question is, after completing this last cycle of the Make More Offers Challenge, what have you discovered, or what hit you again?
After the Make More Offers Challenge, what have I discovered? Man, my life is really busier than it necessarily needs to be sometimes. But I love the Make More Offers Challenge, and I love doing it. It's one of the highlights of my month because I get to interact with entrepreneurs and teach them things that explode their mind. And I always tell them on Monday, I apologize in advance for all the sleep we're going to lose this week, and people think I'm kidding, right? Right? Because did you think I was what did you think, Richard? Did you think lose sleep? Come on, bro.
He did not sleep.
I know, but when I said it though, doesn't it sound like hype?
It sounded funny.
Right. It sounds like hype, but then when you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're like, oh, that's what he meant. Right, yeah, that's what I meant. But I love that because I know I'm sharing life-changing principles with people from a place of essence that I know will change their lives in ways they cannot even begin to expect or comprehend. I know that. Because I believe, hook yourself up, sister. I believe in your ability to fulfill your assignment and to operate in your God likeness, even if you don't believe that. And if you are so bought into your limitations that you can't see your leverage, you will never be able to recruit me as somebody who believes that with you. So hopefully that makes sense. So what did I learn from the last Make More Offers Challenge? I was really tired when it was over. And then I had to leave right after that to go to Maryland to do a conference, which was invigorating, but I was exhausted after that was over. But eventually, I'll have plenty of time to rest when I'm dead. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right now I'm on assignment, and I love being on assignment because, yeah, it's exhausting, but it's also invigorating. It's energizing at the same time. And yeah, I That's all I'm going to say, because otherwise I'm going to start sneaking into what I'm going to teach today. So I learned that I love what I do, and I feel so blessed. I learned it, I already knew it, but I feel like the most blessed person on the planet, just because I get to experience what it feels like to be operating in the flow of your assignment, and I know it. Like, I'm not looking for anything. Nothing's missing. So I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
Okay,
It
great
does.
question.
It's good.
Miss Nita.
Welcome to High Level. We're an all-in-one platform that gives you everything you need.
Good morning, everyone.
All right. I'm gonna wrap this up when I get to the Target. That's my plan. Go buy some water in the Target. Clean this car a little bit before I get all the way to my in-laws' house. And I will also come and hold this like this. Endpoints reached. 2 miles to Summit. 4 levels of teaching. Tactics, strategy, principles, essence. Tactics, strategies, when and why, I think is what the strategies were. Maybe, I don't know. Can't remember what he said. Tactics is what to do. Strategies is when and why. Principles is principles. The God-given, I don't know, what do you call it? God-given guidelines for existence. And then essence is cool. I believe in that essence part where it's like no one else could do what I can do because I am me. Like, I believe that. God has created me to be me. So even if, I'm making YouTube videos sharing all of my best ideas, but realistically, nobody's gonna steal them because no one else can. God hasn't created someone else. Sorry. God hasn't created anyone else the way that He's created me, and He hasn't assigned anyone else. Sorry, God hasn't assigned anyone else what He has assigned me to do, and He also hasn't equipped anyone else to do what He has called me to do. So I'm not afraid of someone stealing my best ideas. I'm a little bit afraid. I think that the nomad thing, like, someone could just take it and run with it. And once I actually create the formula, someone could go and take and steal the formula. So I don't know that it'd be the best idea to give out my formula, but I don't actually care. I just don't actually care. Other people aren't actually going to do it, and God hasn't created them to do it the way that He's created me to do it. So I don't know, man. This is a long freaking video, and I don't really think I talked about that much. So I'm not calling it a waste, but I am tired. I'm ready to be done talking forever. No, not forever, but for a while. When I get to my in-laws' house, I'll bust out my computer and see how fast I can upload YouTube videos and see if I can upload this one before I film another one. But I have filmed so many videos, at least 6. This is at least the 6th one. This might be the 7th or the 8th or the 9th, but I filmed a lot of videos since being on this little vacation, and it was very good, very productive. So, a good few days out. I wish I'd gotten a chance to film a better one with my wife, but I didn't. And doing this so that I can zoom in on that sign that says Summit. Summit. Anyways. That's the end of this. That's the end of this video. Pulling up to the Target in Fontana. Over off the 15 freeway. Whoa, look at that. Man, what a disgrace. What a disappointment. I didn't realize that I was this zoomed in. Sorry about that, everyone. Everyone, emphasis on the one. Yeah. Watched Spider-Man with my wife last night. That was freaking awesome. God, I love my wife. She's the best. She is the best. What the heck is going on? Cash. Regular. 123. What the heck are we talking about? It's 123 for gas if you pay with cash? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, anyways. God is good. God is good. Target. Well, I am tired, but I did have a good day. Peace out.